Early every morning, Dr. Myron Rolle goes into Mass General in Boston, but instead of performing delicate brain or spine surgeries, he's more often on the front lines battling COVID-19, a responsibility that playing football helped prepare him for. Dr. Rolle, is going into surgery for you ever like going in a game?
It is, yeah. And I remember preparing for football games. I listen to music, I pray, ask God for help. I sort of get into my zone. I make sure I was prepared, watching film over and over and over again, reading my playbook, sort of getting in my own lane and making sure that I was ready. And in surgery, it's the same thing. I look at MRI scans over and over and over again, CAT scans over and over and over again. I read about the surgery, the different approach that I'm going to take. I pray, I listen to music, and then I scrub up, wash my hands, and get into surgery. And it's like game time. The lights come on. It's time to go. Like, everyone's looking at you. You have to make the decisions, the calls. You're telling anesthesia what to do, the scrub techs what to do, and you're telling, everyone in the room, sort of, you're directing them as a captain, just like I was a safety on the football field. I have to be sort of the leader on the field, and I was a leader there, and I have to be a leader in the operating room as well. So there's a lot of parallels in my past life and what I'm doing now. It's been an amazing journey, an amazing transition for sure.
Good morning, everyone. It's Dr. Myron Rolle, 5:45 a.m. Tuesday morning. Walking into Mass General Hospital. Several buses here to help us in, workers, to fight the effort against COVID-19.
President-elect Biden, I'm sure you know, has just named one of your colleagues from Mass General, Dr. Rochelle Walensky, to lead the CDC. She was quoted in the Harvard Crimson saying that the success of the vaccine isn't just the efficacy, that there are other factors like willingness for immunization, the rollout. What does she mean?
Well, that's a great question. There's a lot that goes into vaccine and compliance or just willingness to want to take the vaccine. And let me just speak from a minority perspective, right? Or a Black or brown person who has, struggled with these issues in family conversations and in my own circle with people saying, I just don't trust the healthcare system, Myron. I just don't trust what you guys are doing. Do we believe in COVID-19? Do we believe in vaccines? Are they going to test these vaccines on us like they tested syphilis on us back in the day with the Tuskegee experiments in Alabama? I mean, there's just so much history that goes into the distrust between, especially minority populations or people in impoverished situations, when it comes to believing what you're getting as far as a vaccine, and that it's going to help you and actually be beneficial to your health and your family's health. I think there has to be that gap closed between those who are skeptical of just vaccines and the medical healthcare system in general, and then us as providers who, have the knowledge, have the information, have the resources available. We have to let that information be disseminated to the general public.
It's been 7 years since Dr. Rolle traded in his pads for scrubs, but his 3 years spent in the NFL gave him an inside perspective on how the league's been responding to the virus. What do you see the NFL is doing right during this crisis, and what are they getting wrong?
I think one of the things that they're doing right is, trying to be more aggressive with their protocols. I know maybe about a week or two ago, they've now changed where every single team has to be a part of this intensive COVID-19 precautionary sort of mandates, right? So you have to pick up your lunch and go in the cafeteria. There's not more than 10 people in the weight room. If you have a negative test, you have to have a negative test before you can re-enter the NFL facility. All meetings have to be held virtually, all these things. A couple teams were doing it if you had a cluster or a positive case or an outbreak, but not every team was doing it. Now every team has to do it. So I think that is important, and they're doing that well. I think what the NFL is still falling short of is the understanding of how do we make sure that compliance works? How do we make sure that we're prioritizing these players and their safety?
What would you like to see for the playoffs?
Honestly, I would like to see them slow down and maybe pause for a second or two, just like really take a break, really recalibrate on what's going on. Having a bubble is going to be a Herculean task if they want to do it in the NFL. You need to develop the resources, gather the organizational structure. So right now, I believe the best option going forward is probably just to pause the season, allow the infection and the hospitalization and all of the things that are happening with coronavirus, the upticks that you're seeing in different parts of the world and parts of the country, to really slow down and then reconvene after we have a better handle on it from a public health standpoint, outside of just the NFL family, more so in the general community at large.
Well, Thank you for your time, Dr. Rolle. You are truly inspirational and in conveying the message that we all need to do a little bit better.
Thank you very much, Leslie. I appreciate you having me. Thank you for this platform. It's been a blessing. Thank you so much.